What's up, Mustang family? Mind of the Mustang. We got a special edition for you guys today. This is not your typical episode. This is a special announcement edition of Mind of the Mustang. I'm Isaiah Guzman, your host, with our co-host, Dusty Moniz, also your athletic director here at Monte Vista Christian School. And I always forget, but now I'm remembering. Check us out on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and YouTube, wherever you get your podcasts. And I like saying that because it sounds like all the other podcasters out there in the world. But without further ado, I'm just going to hand it on over to Dusty Moniz here, and he's going to share with you what we got going on.
Yeah. Last podcast, I mentioned that if you tune into this one, you'll find out who the new head football coach is at Monte Vista. It was a long process, a prayerful process, a process in which we had many resumes. I want to say upwards of 50 resumes come through, great candidates.
Wow.
We had, some unbelievable candidates that actually walked through the panel process. I want to take a minute or just to honor those folks who are hopefully listening to this, who did walk through that process and ended up not getting the job because they're truly unbelievable individuals who also possess everything I think needed to be a successful head coach and could have been great coaches here as well. But at the end of the day, we were blessed with unbelievable options, and in the end, we found the man for the job, and super excited. He's a wonderful man of God who's also a really well-tenured football coach. So super excited.
Nice, man. Well, I'm going to give his name, but yeah, thank you, Dusty. We're on a Zoom here with him right now, so I see him. He's got his new Monte Vista Christian hat, the MVC hat. I got that same exact hat. I think Dusty's got it, so yeah. I'm sure he picked it up on his recent visit here to campus. And I'm sure coming to this beautiful campus had something to do with the decision, but I'm going to let him talk about that. Maybe it did, maybe not. It usually lures in a lot of people. But yeah, let me give you a breakdown. First, on this resume, I had no idea that a resume could be this long, but I learned something from this guy already because I'm like, okay, I guess I can add 4 pages to my resume. But this dude has been, I thought 2 things. I'm like, okay, I need to add to my resume. And I also thought, is this dude 80 years old or what? With all the places he's been and coached and played, I'm like, when I looked at it, I'm like, I think he's about our age. I think he's somewhere in his 40s. I'll let him tell his age in a little bit. But I saw all these places and legit places, and I was like, dang, this dude he has traveled and he's got some experience under his belt. So I'm gonna break it down for you guys. He played high school originally in Lindbergh, Georgia. He was a defensive back at Southern Methodist University in Dallas, Texas. He was defensive back, wide receiver, and linebacker for the U.S. national team after playing some pro years in Austria and Germany. So he's got some international experience with him. Coaching, he was the head coach of pro football teams in Germany and Austria. He coached, I don't think he head coached, but he coached the Belgian national team. Assistant head coach at IMG in Florida, Bradenton, Florida. And for those of you who don't know, that is one of the most legit sports programs in the country, in the United States. And then he coached multiple high schools. He took a program in North Carolina from, at the start of his tenure, was 192 in the state to number 2 in the state, broke 27 records in his first year at another program in Georgia, led his alma mater, Parkview High School in Georgia, to wins over 3 nationally ranked opponents. He's currently the defensive backs and special teams coach at Black Hills State University, which is Division II in Spearfish, South Dakota. And now he's coming to us here at Monte Vista Christian School. Please welcome Joe Sturdivant. Go for it, Joe.
So much. Thank you.
Yeah, man. We talked about pronouncing your name before we started, and I almost botched it again. So yeah, man, I guess the big question, I mean, there's so much to ask, but I guess the big question to start is all those places you've been, like you've got some impressive places, impressive accomplishments under your belt, but why Monte Vista Christian School in Watsonville, California?
Yeah, I'd say the first thing is just due to my faith. Early, I was lucky to be a head coach early in age. And at that time, I would have said I was a Christian, but I wasn't truly saved. And now at the age of 40 after being saved since 2018, truly saved. I just have a different vision of what I want my life to look like. And I've been searching. I would have said my goal graduating from high school is I want to be the head football coach at a private Christian school in the country, somewhere um, that was what ultimate goal was. And I'd said I've had a lot of different people try to push me different ways and that you need to coach in college and you need to be here. Got lured back to my alma mater. But what drove me the most is, the was the when you open up the website, the first thing it says and what we believe it says that the infallible word of God. And to me, that showed me, hey, that's exactly what I'm looking for in a program. And then of course you see what a beautiful, we get on the website because I'm looking from far away.
Yeah.
You get on the website and you're like, whoa, this place is incredible. And oh, it's in California, it's near Santa Cruz, it's in near the Monterey Bay. You're in the redwood, right behind you is the redwood forest, and you're in the mountains. And then 10 minutes away, you're 5 miles from the beach. Like, what an incredible location. And so to me, I found one thing that's really important. If there's any other coaches, listening, that you want to be where you want to live first.
Yeah.
The
True.
football side the coaching side will take care of that. Like, that will take care of itself. And it's the same problems no matter where you're at. Everybody shares. It's the same. Football has always kind of got the same things that you need to be aware of taking care of. But if your family's happy and you're happy and you're willing to fight for where you're at, to me, that's really important. So it's awesome opportunity to minister to young men and to families. So to me, from a faith side, that's huge. And then of course, what a beautiful campus, what a beautiful stadium, what a beautiful setting. It's an incredible opportunity to build something pretty special. Really special place that from the outside looking in, that when I see it, I say, I think that that's a huge opportunity to pour a little gasoline on the fire, and take the program to the next level, um, or whatever it's ready to become. God willing, with it, the sometimes you can't control the way the ball bounces, but you can build a program and build humans and good people upright. And I just want to be a part of that fight of building good young men. And this is the opportunity to do it.
It's awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, go for it.
Yeah. No. One of the things that you exude, just getting to know you, Joe, is strong leadership, decisiveness, humility, but also, I would characterize you as somebody who's a builder. And I think that's something I'm trying to surround myself with. Joe Lampkin on our last podcast, same thing. A similar personality that way. You mentioned the school and the community and the location and our mission. And what about those things do you feel like? Maybe you can talk a little bit about how you've built programs in the past and a little bit on how you kind of foresee doing that here. Question.
Sure. Yeah, I think I enjoy being a part of building things, and investing, um, and I guess seeing things from a different way to approach what a program should look like, and kind of going into things with a plan that uh, there's a way to do something, and like it's just a way to go about winning programs. I never lost a high school football game. I was 52-0 in high school,
Wow.
and the highest classification in Georgia. So I learned how to build a program from my head coach from high school. And I was lucky to play for, my defense coordinator, head coach were Hall of Fame coaches. When I got to college, I played for Phil Bennett, he's got to be a Hall of Fame college football coach one day. And I played professionally for Hall of Fame head coach Joe Roman. And so I've been around these guys, and that, of course, Team USA was surrounded by, Churchma from and Lou Tepma to Churchma from Northwest Missouri State, won a bunch of championships, and Lou Tepper from Penn State days, and I was at Buffalo at the time. You get around these guys that that show you. I'm just lucky that someone taught me, right? And so I've seen what it's supposed to look like, and then I've just been lucky to been in places that, at IMG we had a dirt field, a triple wide trailer, and I was the first coach that Chris Winkie hired. And he said, "Hey, we're going to build a football team. All right, where's everybody at? We're it. There's no players, dirt field. let's go. Right. And so we got to see it from the ground level and see, hey, this is what works, this is what doesn't work. And we were lucky that we were right, most of the time on how we built that program. And then had the opportunity to do it again at Raven Gap up in the North Georgia mountains at a, similar at a boarding school situation. And, we turned that into a top 25 program in the entire country in a couple of years. And so, to me, the plan, I don't think anything, there's no magic wand. But when you talk about building a program, what are we going to do that's different at Monte Vista? It starts with an attitude. Like, somebody is going to hoist the trophy up at the end of the year. Why not us? And so I believe that a group of men with a set common goal will do whatever it takes to achieve that goal within the rules but they do it for each other. So, like, number one is attitude. Number two is sacrifice. To me, the greatest motivating factor in the world is sacrifice. And a group of men that truly love each other are going to sacrifice for each other, are going to want to be at workouts, and creating that attitude of this is what it takes. Like, it takes what it takes to be champions. And if you're willing to do that, and families and parents and the community's willing to do that, you can pour gasoline on a fire, and guys will play, undersized players will play bigger than they are. Guys will run faster than they are. And when you believe in something, it's true. Like, you will play better football believing in it, because it's a contact sport. And if you don't believe you can win in a contact sport, you're not going to want to hit the guy in front of you. So those things are critical. And then just you have to have people that are in charge that will have the same vision. So I'm lucky to have, Dustin, that you have a vision of what you've seen, what it takes to win, but you also want that, right? And that I believe the school is thirsty and hungry to be successful, because the Lord says if you're going to run the race, run it to win.
Yeah.
Right.
Yep.
So if we're going to do anything, especially as Christians, like, how cool would it be that we love and honor the Lord, but we're also vicious on the football field, and we play disciplined football because God teaches us discipline, and we're going to play this sport with a passion and a hunger and a fierceness that, we also have the Lord behind our back. That's a dangerous combination when you talk about the ball bouncing the right way,
Yeah.
So these are the things that I believe in. There's no magic one, but that's normally the footprint and the steps that it takes. It starts with an attitude, and it starts with sacrifice, and then having a good structure that kids want to come to practice. Like, I have an old school discipline with a new school mentality. I guess that's a way to put it. Like, you have to do old school things because football is still a contact sport, right? But you also have to understand that the kids really aren't different. Parents are different, and teachers are different. Coaches are different. The kids, I don't think, are any different. Kids want discipline. They search for it. But how do you trick them into doing something they don't want to do over and over again for their own good? And to me, that's it. That's coaching. I'm good at tricking kids to do things repetitively that they think turns out being fun. And then they search for that and they want it. And then that normally is the recipe for being extremely successful in football.
Cool.
Yeah. That's awesome. Yeah. You mentioned Chris Winkie. I saw that on your resume too. I'm like, this dude's got a Heisman Trophy winner as a reference on his resume. I thought that was pretty cool. And just looking over your list, you got, I'm 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 former players in the NFL, and it looks like about double that many playing high-level college football too now. Thought that was pretty cool, and just wanted to help Dusty out on this one too, because I know it was a difficult process, and so many people were great candidates. So many people wanted to be here. But I was talking to Spencer, outgoing coach Spencer Ferrari, who knows Joe, and just said, hey, what do you think about him? And he said they got the right dude for the job. And this is exactly what Spencer said. He said, Joe is a close friend of mine and is the best coach I've ever been around. He's the perfect guy for this job and will elevate this program to greater heights. His love for the Lord is infectious, and his love for the players will be felt. Elite hire! ! Spencer doesn't do a lot of exclamation points in his text.
That's right.
So that's what Spencer had to say. So just for those of you who are listening right now, who, some of you might be sad with Spencer leaving because he's a great dude and he really helped build this program and he impacted young men's lives. Spencer saying this is the dude, so you might be sad about one person leaving, but be excited about who's coming. So be excited. Let that start growing in your hearts. I wanted to, you got something you want to throw in there, Dusty? Or?
No, go ahead.
Yeah, I was just going to say, Joe, you got experience coaching overseas, coaching in Europe, which is not, football is not king there, like here. My wife's from the Netherlands. I know we go every couple years to visit, and, soccer is king there. And so you've got some experience coaching football in an environment where it is not the thing. And that's what you're coming into in Santa Cruz, California. Like, and I know that, but I'm going to get to my question. But, here it's like in Georgia, the cool kid on campus is a starting quarterback, right? The cool girl's probably on the cheerleading team, like that type of stuff, middle America stuff. You come here, the cool kid is the pro surfer, the pro skater. My younger brother is a professional skateboarder. He's been pro for about 20 years. He's like a local legend here. Everybody sees him and knows who he is. Anybody starting at 10 to 12 years old, walking around the beach, knows who the pro surfers are in this town. They see him, they spot him. Those are the dudes and women in this town that kind of have that same status as other towns with football, right? So coming in here, how do you think that experience in coaching in environments like Europe will help prepare you for laid back California, bro?
You embrace that, it's not everybody's, you got to know your audience and who you're working with. And it might not be everybody's first love. And when we've won championships or been to championships in the past, like not everybody was football first. And so it's you got to have a good understanding of how to allow that football it might not be somebody's end game, right? But it's something they love to do, and you can't forget that. So many coaches make the mistake these days of saying it's all about going to college. Like I can prepare you for college. No, what, dude? You ain't going to college if you don't play good high school football. So like we're skipping steps these days, right?
Yeah.
And so to me, like, okay, it's not the number one sport. That's fine, but during the 2 hours that you're with me, we're gonna learn and we're going to maximize our potential as much as we possibly can in the weight room. Just the way we do things. It's a winning culture, and eventually that becomes cool.
Yeah.
And so like it might not be cool now, but maybe 3 or 4 years from now, the quarterback is the cool kid. But I've never been a fan of the cool kids anyways.
Yeah.
It's not. No, most of the time that's the biggest liar. So
Yeah.
like that's not my style, and that's not how I want my players to be, cool, calm, and collected, and humble, and do the things the right way. But when you're building a program, it's like I said, it's just attitude. Like, yeah, well, you guys want to go surf? Cool, go surf. But the
when you're on this field,
I support you fully.
Yeah.
I'll go surf with you.
Yeah.
You want to go fishing? Let's go fish. Let's embrace all the cool things that California has to offer. And football is not meant to take it away. It's to be a part of it and a part of life. And if you can create, like, I want a program that kids want to be there.
Yeah.
Like I get to go have practice today. Not I have to go to practice today, and I get to play a football game. And so it's just to me that's the battle. No matter if you're in the state of Georgia where football is king, and in Gwinnett County, Georgia, of course. Like, but you look around and everybody's the same. Like, just a different way. So to me, it's a huge opportunity to it's normally better that way, right? It's a huge opportunity to do something or create something in a voided space. So
yeah. I'll say this. I mean, one of the things I love so much about Monte Vista is that there is a diversity of amazing talent on campus across the athletic programs. We have great athletes in kind of all different areas and teams, and but also like the arts program here is amazing. There are kids who are great surfers here. I know there's a kid playing hockey, which
that makes you happy.
I was psyched on that. I think there is a good mix of talent in different areas. And I also think that there's also a great football culture. I mean, our games on Friday nights are a big deal, and we get a lot of people and community comes together. So I think it's actually a really great balance here. And I think you'll really come to love the community around the football program for sure. Totally.
And yeah, man, I also, we use this space as a place for the Monte Vista community to get to know you too. So, how about, I was thinking, just tell us a little bit about your family, like who you are. We got the resume, we know all the football stuff, but yeah, like who are you? What are you into? I heard fishing, how many kids you have, your wife, all that stuff. And she's followed you all these crazy places and now another one. And tell us a little bit about that.
Yeah, so my wife's name's Virginia, and I got a 9-year-old son named Bear, and my daughter is 5, and her name is Avery. Um, and they're awesome, and they are excited to be in the sunshine and playing at the beach and hiking around the redwood forest and finding different things. So they're awesome. My wife's of course awesome to go on all these adventures that we've been on, but she's also super excited to kind of be ready to put some roots down and be home,
Yeah.
Mm.
And I think every wife wants to be in that situation, and especially for our kids. Now,
Yeah.
my son's in
100%.
it's kind of a vital age to be settled, and we're super excited about those pieces. But football is definitely not my identity. It's something I was just blessed the Lord blessed me to be around great people that have taught me, and I believe I'm a good teacher. I've come from my mom's a teacher and was a former. She actually, my dad was a salesman, but my mom was a state champion softball coach in the state of Georgia, and a
Wow.
track coach. She was the men's track coach in a in a men's dominated area. Like
Wow.
so I
Yeah.
got a lot of my coaching background from my mom.
That's cool.
But it's definitely not my identity. I don't identify myself as a football coach. Like I love the Lord. I love reading the Bible. I think I'm through if you want to talk about things to be very proud of, like I'm very excited that I've achieved, gone through the Bible like 6 times and I haven't stopped.
Yeah.
Like, and
Wow.
I
It's
never
awesome.
would have said that was something that was going to be on my path early and early in my age,
Yeah.
the fact, even just reading books fully. But just I have a huge interest in history. I love fishing. I love hunting. I love, I cannot wait to go track down all the trout and figure out where all the spots are. And,
Yeah.
I used, being in the Southeast, getting down in the Florida coast, we're fishing for redfish. So I got to figure out what fish are coming out of the bay there. But,
Yeah. We got halibut
um,
here. Halibut's pretty
Yeah.
bomb. It's a
halibut,
good
right?
white
Yeah,
for
I can't.
yeah.
Someone's got to teach me. So whoever's
Yeah.
listening, if you're
Yeah.
an outdoorsman,
There's a
Oh yeah.
striper season here too.
Striper, yeah, striper,
Yeah.
yeah, big time.
Striped
Yeah.
bass.
oh
Yeah.
man, yeah. Okay. We have, they're not native to Lake Lanier out in Georgia, but we found a way to find them all. So
Yeah.
love
Nice.
love that type of fish. That's awesome. So, fishing, hunting, hiking, being outside, camping, just anything to be outdoors. So of course, California and that area is like right up our alley.
Yeah.
And then we love being at the beach and being near the water. But yeah, we're always trying to be outside. I don't. It's hard to catch us, staying home on a weekend. We're kind of always on the go. So,
Nice.
um, yeah, that's us. We've been a lot of places. Love to adventure, and that's us.
That's cool. Well, just be prepared. Like this California water ain't no Florida water. Like
Yep.
it's cold. I don't know if you guys went.
I found that out.
All right.
I
Yeah,
found
yeah.
that
Like
out.
like I mean, I grew up here, but like every time in the colder part of the year, I step in the water without booties on. I just put my foot in the water.
Mm.
My feet start cramping up just from hitting the
Mm.
water. I'm like, dude, it's cold. That's always my indicator of how cold it is. I'm like, all right,
That's awesome.
So
So, I think we've done a good job of introducing you and learning about your vision and your family. Let me, as we kind of wrap things up, let me ask this question. You got 60 new boys, or maybe more than that. We'll see who comes out next year. And a girl. So we have 60 boys and a girl on the team as well. What do you want to say to them? I'm sure they're all going to be listening to this and wondering what it's going to be like under the new head coach. So what do you have for them?
I'd say if you love football, you'll love me. Because I love the game and I'm gonna teach it, and I believe in taking time to teach, and so no matter where you're at, or where your goals are, if you have a goal for football, I'm gonna help you achieve it and do whatever I can to help you achieve it. So be very careful what you say your goals are, though, because I'm gonna do whatever it takes to help you achieve those goals. But football takes what it takes, and so we're going to do the things that are required to play a contact sport, but as we do it, we're going to learn to have a lot of fun and love each other, and be willing to sacrifice each other and represent our school the right way. So I look forward to meeting everybody and coaching you up, and really working to build a team and do something special. And it's a it's an awesome game. And I want to teach you the love for an awesome game, and make sure you never forget that it's still just a game.
Yeah, love it, man.
Awesome.
I'm sure there'll be plenty more to catch up. This is an intro podcast, right? So there'll be plenty more to learn about you, Joe. I'm sure there's plenty more questions people have, plenty more they want to know about you too. I'm sure there's some parents listening right now that know where to take you hunting. There's
awesome. Yes.
There better be. There's parents here who know. I was telling Joe, like Morgan Hill, Gilroy, you got your good old boys. There'll be some people over there who will be down to go. They know where to hunt. I'm sure outside the area too. I don't know where to hunt. I'm not a hunter. But and then fishing, there'll be people who know where to take you fishing. And then if you want to get you some trout up in the Sierras for sure. I know a couple spots if you're trying to get way up in the Sierras and get some trout.
Don't forget horseback riding, because my wife's an equestrian. Both my kids are.
Well, you're not going to have to go far.
So yeah, I know it's right there in the backyard. So, but 100%. Anybody else wants to join in?
Yeah, my younger brother used to joke when my wife and I lived on campus, and he's like, you're not rich, but you live like rich people. I'm like, yeah, true. We got access to horses, but we don't have to actually feed them and pay for them.
Yeah.
We got a pool. We got a weight room. We got multiple sports fields. Yeah. We got, back then we had the free meals thrown in the cafe, So I'm like, we're not actually, we kind of do live like rich people.
Yeah. Well, I was thinking, we should have Tessie on at some point too. She runs the question.
Oh, 100% for sure.
We'll learn a little bit about that at some point. Yeah. All right. Well, Isaiah, you got anything else?
No, man, that's it. Thank you, Joe, for coming on. Yeah. I'm sure there'll be more we can touch on. Like I said, we'll have a full on at length podcast where we can go our usual 45 minutes and people will tune us out after about 35. So
absolutely.
Yeah. Congratulations, man. Yeah. Congratulations and welcome, man.
Thank you.
For sure. All right, man. Dusty.
All right.
Blessings, man. We'll talk soon.
All right. See you.